Hello, hello. Welcome to Playthings and Placeholders. Kim Zolciak wants the divorce from Kroy Biermann to be axed, to be deleted because they're having relations. And unfortunately, and this is not like a woman thing or a man thing, this is more like a people thing, that you have a lot of people that when having conversations, they listen to respond, but not listen to understand. And what I mean is that Kim Zolciak, she's famously known as a conversation bully. And what that is somebody who, when you're talking to them, if you come to them with a problem, you get like 3 words out and then they interject and they start answering what they think you're going to say. And then when they give an answer, then they follow it up with an example of when that thing that they just said took place. And then they keep talking. And then when they're done talking and take a breath, you have to kind of like, hey, everything you just said had nothing to do with what I was just going to say. And then they're like, well, we've already discussed it. It's over with. Conversation's over with. You came to me with your problem. I gave an answer. I gave an example of what I did in that situation. I said a little bit more. What more is there to talk about? Well, we didn't really discuss what I had a problem with. I've been through that. I'm sure you've been through that too. And it's conversation bullies. They take over the conversation. You come to them with a problem and they basically are telling you that they have problems with you, but because they're not telling you about the problems that they have with you, you shouldn't really make your problem their problem. They'll say that it's a you problem, not a me problem. And that's what Kim Zolciak did on the reality show she had with Kroy Biermann. And even when she was doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was doing that type of stuff. And that she was not using active listening. It was passive listening. So active listening is where you hear what someone says and you let them speak without interrupting them. And when you go to respond, you respond with elements that include what they were saying. Passive listening is where the person's talking and you're not really listening to them. You're cutting them off, interjecting, taking over the conversation, just being a bully. So with that being said, Kim Zolciak thinks that because she's having relations with Kroy, that the divorce proceeding should be stopped. And the reason why she can't be more wrong is because she's like, hey, we're having relations. Let's dismiss the divorce. Kroy is like, not so fast. Divorce is full steam ahead. Now, how is that possible? What Kim doesn't understand, and what a lot of you all might not understand, and I'm going to explain it, is that men get married with their brain. They'll smash, they'll meet you, they'll get to know you, they'll entertain you because of their body, if you will. But getting married is with their brain. So right now, Kroy is finally and actually using his brain. And what I mean is, he realizes that Kim is not worth the headache. She's not worth the headache, not worth the drama. She has gambling issues. She has spending issues. She believes that her money is her money and his money is her money. She's doing the most. She's a conversation bully. She's a headache. She's a problem. And then on top of that, she talks with her friends and dogs Kroy out. They're not a team. Kim Zolciak is playing for herself. Okay, she's going in business for herself, not the business of we or the marriage business where they're a team. She's in business for herself. And so as a man, whether you're in a marriage or in a relationship and you're with a woman, you're giving her the world, you're doing this and that for her, you're focused on her, and you realize that she's focused on hers, she's not changing anytime soon. She's not going to change anytime soon. And when you realize that and try to have the conversation and she blows you off saying you're acting insecure, you're acting jealous, you have to accept who she is and what she is. And that's what Kroy's doing. So even though Kroy is smashing Kim, he's like, thank you for the kitty. Kim is thinking it's all good, but it's not all good because Kroy's making the decision to go full steam ahead with the divorce, not based off what happened recently in the bedroom, not that he forgives you and he's moving on. It's the fact that he's looking at the sum total of the time he's been with you. He probably has, if he's like me, he probably sat down, made a list of good versus bad, and the bad was like ×3 versus the good.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
A lot of people, they are more of a problem than they are as far as a solution. When you think of different things they've done for you, you're like, she's not really an asset, she's a liability. She's a problem, she's a headache. Anytime I come to her to talk about problems, she mentions how my problem is a me problem, not a her problem. Get out of her face with this, get out of her face with that. Kim is definitely that. She's a drama queen and then some. So Kim is thinking, well, I'm giving him this kitty. This kitty is what got him in the first place. It should be what keeps him. No. Men want a woman who's going to help them with whatever they got going on, whether it's doing what's in the best interest of the family or his business or whatever. A man wants a helpmate who will help him and assist him to achieve goals. His purpose is his purpose and her purpose should be him. But in this day and age, and I hate to use the term modern woman, but the modern woman is more about his purpose is his purpose and my purpose is me. Why can't he be for himself and I be for me? If you're going in business for yourself, you're going to be by yourself. And that's the reason why he is divorcing you, ma'am. Thinking of their relationship in their marriage, I can't think of the person who has more problems than Kim Zolciak. Kroy came in, he adopted both of her kids. Didn't have to do that. He's younger than her, stuck by her side while she had the gambling problem, had the spending problem, had the attitude problem, had the this problem and that problem. He has stood by her side and worked with her while she's been problematic, while she's been a problem herself. And he just finally was like, you know what, it's not worth it. Now, is he wrong for having relations with her being led on? Yes and no. And the reason being is that he more than likely was trying to talk to her and tell her what her issues are. And she's probably still is like, okay, we've already talked about this. Why are we going back and forth on this and over again? Because it's not resolved and it's making it to where you are an anchor to you all's ship. Yeah, he's having relations with you, but all he's doing is using your kitty to get himself off. He's not really emotionally attached to you. He's just fulfilling a bodily function. And I'm not here to say that Kim deserves that, because it is kind of leading her on, making her think that they're back together. They're making this sweet love and everything. And yet Kroy still wants to move on with his life. So he is wrong for that. He is wrong for that. Kim has become a placeholder and she's become a plaything. She just hasn't accepted it. See, Kroy has accepted that the marriage ended a long time ago, and he's also accepted that Kim is a problem and the solution is leaving her. Kim has not accepted that she's a plaything. He's playing around with her in the bedroom. She's a placeholder. She's his wife for right now, not forever. She has to unfortunately just accept the writing on the wall because things have changed. I'm pretty sure that now Kim is thinking, well, we don't argue as much. Things are peaceful. It's because Kroy is checked out. And when a person checks out of a relationship or a marriage, they're not trying to argue with you anymore. They're not trying to get in the ring anymore. And you're just holding the place until either you are replaced or they can get you out of the spot, which is divorce. And Kroy is wrong for having relations with her, leading her on. But from what I've read, it just seems like Kim's a conversation bully. She's trying to finish sentences. She's cutting them off. She's not listening, not understanding. And she's making the mistake a lot of people make in thinking that everything's okay We argue and fight all the time. This is a part of a relationship. This is normal. No, it's not normal. It's been normalized, and that's normalized dysfunction. There's a lot of us that are so busy being in toxic situations and living somewhat of a toxic life that we believe that is what is normal. Kim has said that a lot of people have problems in relationships, and every relationship has ups and downs, and that's true. However, a lot of people are breaking up and divorcing because a lot of people don't want to be in the swamp anymore. People don't want to live a toxic life or hard life, especially when they can go on social media and they can easily and readily see other people who look just as good, have less problems, and are happy with themselves. Kim does not come across as being happy with herself. And Kroy's not going to fix her, and he doesn't have to. He is wrong for having relations with her. I'm going to be clear about that. But he's not wrong for not wanting to fix her, because Kim has to fix herself. And she has to accept that what she thinks she has been erased.
And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah.
When you see the red flags, do not ignore them. Don't be like the rest of us. Do not ignore the red flags. Try to have the discussion one time based off of how the outcome is. Now you got to decide, do you want to stay or do you want to leave? If you want to stay, then you have to accept the red flags. If you want to leave, quietly quit, focus on yourself, put yourself first, and then leave and don't come back. So what Kroy is doing is going to bite him in the butt later on. I'm willing to guarantee that. Him having relations with her, making her think that they're back together and they're not, this is going to create an enemy for him now and in the future. So he's wrong for having Kim as a plaything when he no longer really wants to play long term. And Kim is wrong for not accepting the writing on the wall. So it is what it is. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share to your social media, subscribe, click notification bell. This is Playthings and Placeholders. I'm Spade. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.